guys, I'm Manisha Gupta and the spotlight today is on crude oil prices, where we have seen an immense profit taking or a sell-off come in. It actually is in line with what is happening with other asset classes. You have currencies declining, you have equities on the weaker side, and ditto is the case with commodities also. The crude oil prices in any ways have been on a weaker trend because of the rising Delta variant in COVID cases. We also are looking at transportation restrictions coming from various countries in Asia, UK, US, Europe, etc., and that has been weighing on. Well, the latest sell-off clearly has taken the crude oil prices to a 3-month lows. We have seen the prices decline by nearly 7% in this week itself, and from $74.50 in the month of July at just about $65 or $66 a barrel, we have seen nearly $8 to $10 of a decline come in the last 1 month itself, which has been a short one, and it has been a longest losing streak for the crude oil prices since the month of Feb 2020. Well, the 9-month highs in US dollar clearly has been one of the major reasons, not just the US Fed meeting minutes, but it also is about the US jobless claims, which is at the lowest in last 17 months, tells you that the jobs market also seems to be improving there. Also, China, which is the second largest consumer of crude oil, it has seen the refiners processing least crude in last 14 months. So the demand in China also seems to be plateauing at this point in time. Take a look at the US markets, and the US crude inventories, while did see a decline of 3.2 million barrels in this week, there has been an increase in the gasoline inventories, telling you that there is not so much on-road gasoline demand right now in the previous last couple of weeks, and that is weighing onto the space as well. The gasoline prices also have declined nearly 3% in this week itself. Apart from that, there's an increase in production that we've seen happen from the US shale, where it is expected to increase to 8.1 million barrels per day in the month of September. So the US output also is now nudging to April 2020 highs. Increasing supplies and not the case with demand is what's weighing on the prices. And the next point to talk about is the OPEC and allies. Well, their compliance also seems to be declining. In the month of June, the compliance was 113%. In the month of July, it has come down to 109%, with increase in production from various oil major producers there. If you look at the OPEC July production, that stands at 26.65 million barrels per day, which is more than 500,000 barrels of an increase from the month of July itself. Well, OPEC and allies will be meeting on the 1st of September. They will discuss the recent decline in crude oil prices and whether or not they need to put a pause on constant increase in production, which has started from the month of July and is expected to see 400,000 million barrels per day of an increase every single month until 5.8 million barrels per day has been brought back into the markets there. So OPEC and allies meeting is another thing that the markets will keep an eye on. And then it is overall about the oil and gas trades that have continued to decline. As I said, the long positions have seen a decline there. Not just that, when you look at the global trade itself, and this is a data that has come in from global data, it says that oil and gas contract activity in the second quarters has recorded a decline of nearly 7%. So if in the first quarter of this year you saw contracts of 1453, the second quarter of this year has seen contracts of just about 1353 contracts. So we have seen the speculative trade, the futures trade, and the contract data itself, all of that show a bit of a decline. Well, the expectations right now are that the Brent crude prices are perhaps capped at $70 per barrel on the higher side. Not too many people believe that we are going to see gains above that in the near term. But on the lower side, if Brent breaks below 65, then 63 is the kind of levels that experts believe you could be looking at in sense of crude prices. So it is sell on all upticks as of now coming in from the markets.